Over the years and years of experience I've accumulated in the real estate industry, I've encountered thousands of people and navigated more transactions than I can count. Actually, it's about 1,000. Some of these are far more memorable than others. Whether it was working with a first-time home buyer that finally got to live out their dream, or finding a perfect downsize for the new empty nester, each situation is unique and provides memories and connections for a lifetime. In this series, I'll tell you firsthand about the journeys behind unforgettable sales filled with twists, turns, and heartwarming moments. So without further ado, let's dive in and discover the magic of some of my favorite deals. Without a doubt, one of my most favorite deals was the story about this 3-flat on Kenmore. This is what happened. This lovely woman named Carol watches a YouTube video of mine ranking the various different types of real estate in Chicago. So I ranked the Chicago Greystone as my favorite. So unfortunately, Carol's mother passed away and she and her siblings inherited this Greystone. So they had been getting a ton of offers unsolicited from developers in the city who wanted to tear it down and build some cookie cutter single family home that they could sell for $1 bajillion. So what Carol does, I think, is type in Chicago Greystone into Google and she sees this video. So she writes an email, which was very well thought out, explaining her situation. So we get on the phone and she explains how she and her entire family have lived in this house for 95 years. So I think it was her grandmother, then her mother, and then she and her 4 siblings all lived in the house. There was actually one of the kids was still living there. So we walk in, me and David Fields and Joey Turano. And the first thing they say is, we've gotten so many offers from these developers for 1.1 million. So we of course came armed with a lot of data. We don't know what the house looks like, but we come in with a lot of data and we're like, well, that seems extremely light, but we weren't entirely sure. So we get a tour of this place and it has all of these, beautiful original details. It looks like almost nothing has been touched from like a true renovation standpoint since like 1890. So it had all of this character and charm. Yes, of course, a developer could have come in and, made this beautiful single family home, but we could see, especially through Carol's words, that would just gut her. She needed to have this property trade hands to someone who was going to care for it the way her family had for almost a century. So we put a price tag on it. And honestly, the family was thinking that we were just some real estate agents out to make a buck. And we thought the property was going to sell for between 1.4 and 1.5, and we put it in writing. They probably thought we were full of it, but they said, these are 3 nice young guys, let's give them a shot. So what ended up happening was, of course, we got a ton of developers through. And, right off the bat, we started getting some offers for 1.2, which is great, right? They made an extra 100 grand, but after our commissions, they kind of net out even. So we stay the course. We, go on month 2, month 3, and then we get a little interest rate drop. And then all of a sudden, we have young couples who are thinking about converting it into a single family and keeping the original structure. You have some investors who want to keep the existing structure and renovate each of the individual units. But what ends up happening is we get 3 incredibly competitive offers. You want to talk about bidding war? This was a bidding war. We eventually got them close to $1.5 million, about 400 grand more than they would have gotten. And we're still extremely excited that this beautiful Chicago Greystone is going to pass into the hands of someone who is going to preserve its rich history and hopefully hand it to their next in line. And that was for sure one of my favorite deals of all time.